Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lemon Live at 5. We are happy that you're here, and we are going to begin with some breaking news that is happening right now. We come on the air, we stream to you now with some alarming but not surprising news. The Trump raids, the Trump immigration raids have reportedly begun. At this moment, in perhaps dozens of cities across the country, ICE agents are on the hunt for undocumented Americans. Again, the ICE raids have begun for undocumented Americans and migrants. What's more, Trump's new executive orders, now no place is safe for migrants. ICE can now enter schools and churches to detain these desperate people. It is truly frightening for many, many people around the country, and it's just the beginning of the Trump administration. So yes, some folks are saying, I see in the chat, oh my gosh, it is true, it is happening. The confirmation coming from Trump's newly installed border czar, Tom Homan, making the announcement on Fox News moments ago. Watch.
On your initial schedule that today, roundups of criminal illegal aliens in the process of deporting them would begin. That seems to have been put on hold for a little while. When can we expect that to happen? Where will it begin?
No, it started.
It has started.
ICE teams are out there as of today. We gave them the direction to prioritize public safety threats that we're looking for. So we've been working up the target list. There was some discussion about Chicago because the specific operational plan was released. So we had to look at and reevaluate, does this raise officer safety concerns? And it does. But we've addressed that, and teams are out there effective today.
All right. So that is the border czar, Tom Homan, confirming that it is happening today. ABC News reported on raids. They said in Chicago, let's watch.
Feeling of uncertainty here in Little Village, the bitter cold temperatures as well as the potential immigration raids is keeping people indoors and out of businesses.
Now that we're in the first day, second day of the Trump administration, God knows what the enforcement is going to look like. And it's that unknown, that kind of fear of the unknown, that really has people worried.
Alderperson Michael Rodriguez, who represents parts of Little Village, going on a ride-along with ABC7 as threats over potential immigration raids were reported to begin in Chicago as early as today. Sources told the ABC7i team that federal authorities have identified dozens of targets for deportation, and all of those targets are either in custody, on bond, or wanted by law enforcement. This food vendor on 26th Street, who we are not naming, telling us sales have dipped the last few days. She says if sales are good, she makes $350 a day. On a slow day, she makes about $150. She's not so sure if she'll even reach 100 today. Over at Los Tamales de la Tia, co-owner Yesenia Mendez says business has also been slow, with customers expressing concerns over potential raids.
So that is the fear that's happening in Chicago, and the fear is happening in a number of cities around the country. Listen, there are reports that they're happening in Chicago. Those have not been confirmed. Also reports that they may be happening in Phoenix and other cities. If you're in a city and you're getting a report, please report to us in the chat, put it in the chat, and we'll discuss it. In the meantime, let's discuss this with someone who knows a lot about this and whether the legalities or whether it's not legal or whatever, and what rights do immigrants, legal or illegal, documented or undocumented, migrants, immigrants, what do they have? Mary Meg McCarthy is the executive director of the National Immigrant Justice Center, and she joins us now. Just so happens she joins us from Chicago. Mary, thank you for joining us. You said that I don't believe that you have confirmation there that the raids are happening, but it is a frightening prospect. You see Tom Homan, the border czar, confirming that they are underway. What's your reaction?
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's very concerning. We have been working with the immigrant community here in Chicago and with our colleague organizations to really monitor and be vigilant as to what's happening in the streets of Chicago. About a month ago, Tom Homan said Chicago was ground zero. So we have been preparing for this, and we have been advising people of their rights. Immigrants have rights under the U.S. Constitution. They are free, should be free under the Fourth Amendment from searches, unreasonable searches and seizures. So individuals who get a knock on their door do not have to open that door unless they are shown through the window or it's slipped under the door a signed judicial warrant, signed by a judge. That is really critical. And if they don't have a signed judicial warrant, they have no right to enter their home. And the same with a workplace. So people need to know their rights and be aware that they should not open the door. They should not let people into their office space unless there's a signed judicial warrant. And that's for one person. They can't just go ahead and arrest everyone on site or everyone in the Home Depot parking lot, because again, we have succeeded in securing a settlement that says you have to have a warrant for that individual or probable cause for arresting that individual. It just can't be a sweep of every individual.
Mary, do you think, Executive Director Mary, do you think that, you know, an undocumented immigrant or a migrant, do you think they'd have the wherewithal or feel like they do have the rights to do exactly what you said, not to open the door or to walk away? Because who knows if the ICE agents or whatever official is coming to get them, that they're going to abide by the rules that you're stating.
Well, I do think, I totally agree. It's intimidating for me, and I'm a lawyer and I know my rights. So I can only imagine for an immigrant who has been maybe living in the shadows and worried about her children and her family, also being really nervous about exercising these rights. So we have done some role playing in some of our presentations, but at the same time, we've told people, look, just be calm. And just feel like you are empowered to exercise these rights. And if it is on the street and someone stops and questions you, you can say, am I under arrest? And if you are not under arrest, say, I would like to leave. If they say you are under arrest, or if you get so nervous and they put you under arrest, then remain silent and ask to speak to an attorney. Immigrants need access to lawyers, to individuals who are aware of their rights so that they can exercise those rights. If people are illegally arrested, they should be able to be released here in the Illinois jurisdiction, where we secured a settlement that said you have to have probable cause or a warrant to arrest someone. If that doesn't exist and you arrest and detain someone, that individual should be released.
Yeah.
So again, that's in Illinois and the 5 other states in our jurisdiction. So it's very limited, but I do think that's very important for people to be aware of.
And are there different rules around the country, or are these rules in Illinois, or is it different rules around the country?
It's a result of a settlement that we secured in 2022 as a result of a lawsuit that we filed under the prior Trump administration. And according to the terms of the settlement, they have to have either a judicial warrant or probable cause to arrest an individual. And if they don't have that, then that individual who may be arrested and detained should be released. And those are for individuals in these surrounding states in the Midwest.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, because you mentioned some of the things that they should do and some of the rights that they have. I want to put this up. This is from Representative Maxwell Frost, who has been on social media laying out steps for migrants, and I just want to talk to you about that to get your response on it. Some of them are in English. Some of them obviously are in Spanish. Said ahead of Trump's immigration raids, it is crucial to prepare and know your rights if law enforcement or ICE comes to your door. If you are a loved one, needs assistance, you need to reach out to my office. And then he puts the address on the frost.house.gov or by calling, and then the phone number is on there. But he is to prepare. He tells folks what to do. It's small. I can't really read it. And it says what to do if ICE comes to your door. If you have been arrested and are facing deportation order, there are steps that you can take. There are processes and procedures and help all along the way. Ms. McCarthy, correct me if I'm wrong. No matter which step that you're in, whatever in the process where you are. So if you are preparing, what do you tell folks? I'm going to go through these 3 with you. How do you tell folks to prepare for this?
How do you prepare? Well, one, you take the steps that I mentioned earlier. Don't open the door to your home unless they show you a signed
This
judicial
one
warrant.
says gather all your important documents. Let a trusted family member know where to find them. Talk with your family about what to do if you or someone in the family is detained by ICE. Give your child's school a list of trusted adults who can pick up your child if you are detained by ICE, and consult with an immigration attorney. They can just go to the school and get the kid, is basically what they're saying.
Right. You would want a trusted adult. We're worried about family separation. So those are really, really good points to avoid family separation, or what we saw before, where children are left in the school and the parents have been arrested and detained and no one's there to pick up the child. So it's really important to have made a contact with a trusted person to say, if I am arrested, would you please go pick up my child, and make sure your child knows, as well as the school, that this is the arrangements that you have made in case you are arrested or detained.
Okay.
A safety plan is very important for the immigrant community right now. It's also important to have your documents in one place. One of the issues that we're very concerned about, and was referenced in the executive orders that were released last night, said they may expand what's called expedited removal, which means that people could be expeditiously removed if they can't prove that they've been in the United States for a certain period of time. We're anticipating that would be 2 years. This is not the law right now, but the executive order requires the Secretary of Homeland Security to review expansion of expedited removal.
Wow.
So people have to have their documents safe in one place, and someone in that home needs to know where they are in case they are arrested and detained. We, as their lawyers, need that information to get them released.
Listen, we have a lot of people watching this. I want to tell you this is very important information, and we are happy to have Mary Meg McCarthy, the executive director of the National Immigrant Justice Center, joining us from Chicago. According to Donald Trump's newly installed border czar, Tom Homan, these raids have begun on undocumented immigrants and also on migrants. And representatives in Washington are putting out information lists of things to do in case it happens. Someone comes to your door, as are agencies around the country, like the National Immigrant Justice Center. Something else that the congressman says, Ms. McCarthy, is this is at the process if they do come to your door, okay? Do not volunteer any information. You do not need to provide your immigration status or place of birth. Do not show or use any false or fraudulent documentation, including a fake name. You do not have to have any obligation to sign any documentation without speaking to an attorney. Do not sign a document you do not understand. Would you like to respond?
Good advice.
Ask to see a warrant before you open the door. Should ICE visit your home or place of work? Remember, anything you tell an officer can be later used against you in immigration court. And I think it's important. Don't show anything fake, because that's another thing on top of
Very important. I agree 100%. And I think it's important that people don't sign documents, because what they're trying to do, I'm afraid, is get people to sign what they call stipulated removal order, where they agree to be removed back to the home country without even talking or consulting with an attorney. And they may have legal relief, but it may be very hard to reopen a stipulated removal order when the stipulated removal order will say that they voluntarily and with consent and full knowledge signed that document.
I want to read some of it to you, and then I have my last question for you, which I don't even know who could really answer this. If you have been arrested and are facing a deportation, it says you generally have the right to a hearing, a challenge deportation order, unless you have signed something that waives your right, you're just saying, right, to a hearing, or have opted for a voluntary departure. If you are told you do not have the right to see an immigration judge, you should speak with the lawyer immediately. You have the right to an attorney, but the government does not have to provide one for you. There may be free or low-cost alternatives available. If you fear prosecution or torture in your home country, tell an officer and contact a lawyer immediately. You may have additional rights if you have this fear. I think good information. I don't know if you want to add to that, but I think that that's good information. And
I think that's excellent information. And unfortunately, there's just not enough immigration lawyers, especially legal aid organizations such as NIJC that provides low-income individuals with legal services. But we do have a family support hotline. People can get that information on our website, immigrantjustice.org. And that's a way for people to, if they get arrested or detained, to make a phone call to get some assistance. And the loved ones too can make those phone calls. So it's been really important that people know that they have legal rights. We are here to defend and fight for those individuals and uphold those rights.
Raids in America.
It's tragic.
Yeah, that was my last question. Raids in America. I don't know if I thought I would ever see it.
Yeah, it's really, really sad time in our country and our country's history. And hopefully we're going to get through this and we'll never let this happen again.
Really valuable information, and we are so appreciative of you jumping on and speaking with us. And listen, we have, as I said, we have many people watching us from around the country, and it's interactive on this program, Ms. McCarthy, and folks are appreciating your words. And I'm not sure if you've been seeing what's happening on the bottom of the screen, but they have been saying very kind things about what you're doing. They're very appreciative of the work that you and others like you are doing around the country. So thank you so much, and continue great work. And I hope that you'll come back.
We need to continue to educate and hold this government accountable for its illegal action. So thank you.
Mary Meg McCarthy is the Executive Director of the National Immigrant Justice Center. Thank you so much. Be well, and I'm sure you're going to be busy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Thank you guys for interacting with her. And I know that's sort of traditional news, breaking news coming on, and we don't usually, it's more of a free flow of information here where I get your feedback, and I will later, but I think it's important for people to know that these raids have been confirmed and that they are happening, these mass deportations around the country. And I think it's important that you get this information because you may have a neighbor, a coworker, a friend, a loved one, or someone that you can pass all of this on to. And I should have, I neglected to, we can put her, I will send you a copy of the website, producers, and if we can put her, the phone number to the agency for which she works, on the screen, if anyone has any information, needs any information, or they have some information, they can reach out to Mary Meg McCarthy. It's important in these moments as well, especially as we are building this community here on the Don Lemon channel, on the Don Lemon Show, that we remember that we're all human, to remember and respect each other's humanity. Whether we are documented, undocumented, migrants, or whatever, is that we're all humans, Americans, whatever it is that we're all human beings and we all want to be treated with the utmost respect. And a country that prides itself on being a country of a Christian nation, we always prioritize Christianity in this country, right? As a country that prioritizes itself on being a Christian nation, I think it's important to remember the values that go along with Christianity, the values that go along with being Christ-like or God-like or whatever, and whatever religion you may be, because we celebrate and we encourage religious freedom in this country. We don't do it as often as we should, but we do. And with that in mind, Donald Trump and his family and members of his administration, including his vice president and the second lady, went to church today, and they got an earful from a bishop speaking truth to power, reminding them of their humanity, and also that they represent all people in America, citizens, non-citizens, and they deserve to be treated like human beings. She holds up a mirror to Donald Trump and the people around him and watch how they react and their body language. This is a profile and courage from this bishop. Here it is.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world. Amen.
Look at that. Look at the reaction. Look at the reaction. They're not used to that, are they? They don't like it when you hold up a mirror to them, when you show their inhumanity. Michelle Miller in the chat says they don't care, not one bit. But they do care that they were embarrassed. I think they were embarrassed today. And let's see, how dare you? That is what our faith leaders should be doing. That is, quite frankly, what our media should be doing. That is what our lawmakers should be doing. Profile, encourage. A profile, encourage. But she had the guts and the fortitude to stand there and tell them and show them who they are, as some of them looked wise and otherwise, rolling their eyes, probably grunting under their breath. How dare you? We have been elected to the United States. We have a mandate. No. You're in God's house, and we're all children of God. That's what she was saying. We're all children of God. If you're a believer, then you must believe that. Amen to Bishop Marianne Edgar Budd for showing them who they are in a place where they could not walk out, but they couldn't make a disturbance. They didn't have the MAGA folks around them, including those in our Senate and in our Congress, who would try to shut someone like that down. When it's quiet around you and you can't make a sound and someone calls you out on your BS and shows you your inhumanity, you should take note. They were forced to sit there and listen to the truth. They should be forced to sit there and listen to the truth. They should be forced and sit there and listen to the truth every day when they turn on the television. Besides, they're going to turn on Fox News. They won't hear the truth. And now, sadly, when they turn it on many of the stations, they won't hear the truth. And when they open up social media, they won't hear the truth. But sitting in that sanctuary today, they heard the truth. They heard the truth. And speaking of, when I said there are lawmakers around them that would not allow them to hear the truth, they would have shouted that bishop out in any other place but that sanctuary. This is what one member of Congress tweeted out today about that, because we've been talking about mass deportations, about this bishop. This is what they tweeted out today. Can we put that up, please? Do we not have the tweet of what the congressman tweeted out? Representative Mike Collins. The person giving this sermon should be added to the deportation list. And therein lies the problem. Look at their faces. But you have so many people that are kissing up, bending the knee, trying to own the libs, making America rude again, making America racist again, making America un-American again, making America unpatriotic again. Look at the look on their faces. Like, what? Speaking of holding truth to power, I want to play this exchange between Senator Mike Murphy and Elise Stefanik as they were going back and forth talking about different things that happened during the inauguration yesterday. This is an exchange, and these are how these exchanges should happen. This is how Democrats should conduct themselves. Truth to power. Watch.
You think of Elon Musk, perhaps the president's most visible advisor, doing 2 Heil Hitler salutes last night at the president's televised rally?
No, Elon Musk did not do those salutes. I was not at the rally, but I can tell you I've been at many rallies with Elon Musk, who loves to cheer when President Trump says we need to send our U.S. space program to Mars. Elon Musk is a visionary. I'm looking forward to his work in DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, and look forward to looking how we can be more efficient and effective, but that is simply not the case. And to say so is the American people are smart. They see through it. They support Elon Musk. We are proud to be the country of such successful entrepreneurs. That is one of our greatest strengths as Americans.
Let me share with you what a few Americans have said about it. Evan Kilgore, a right-wing political commentator, wrote on X, "Holy crap, did Elon Musk just Heil Hitler at the Trump inauguration rally? This is incredible. We are so back." Andrew Torba, who's the founder of the right-wing Christian nationalist social platform Gab, said incredible things are happening as he amplified the visual. The Proud Boys chapter in Ohio posted the clip on its Telegram channel with the text "Heil Trump." A chapter of the white nationalist group White Lives Matter posted it on Telegram. "Thanks for hearing us, Elon. The white flame will rise again." I could keep going. Over and over last night, white supremacist groups and neo-Nazi groups in this country rallied around that visual.
He went on to point out very succinctly and very calmly the reality of what's happening in America. Now, the ADL has said that they are asking for grace, and they believe that the gesture was not meant in the way that many people are thinking that it was meant. And they are asking for grace in this case. Interesting moment to ask for grace, but that is where we are right now. And Elise Stefanik will more than likely be confirmed as well. Another tweet. Let's put this up. This is a tweet that the Trump administration just made every American female, because Donald Trump said in his speech yesterday that there were. So here's the thing. It says. So according to Trump, it says female means a person belonging at conception, according to the White House. Donald Trump in his speech yesterday said that there were only two genders. And then according to the White House website, it said a female means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the large reproductive cell. Male means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the small reproductive cell. This person responded, and rightfully so. So according to Trump and his executive order, we are all female. This is since all human embryos start out as female, or as he put it, at conception. So folks who have no idea about science or medicine, or even just don't care about facts, it is true. Starting out, every embryo, it's female. What they're doing is trying to wrap their ideology and their rhetoric around science to make the science fit it when the science does not show that. It doesn't fit. And you know what Johnny Cochran says about if it doesn't fit? You must acquit yourself of it and get rid of an unscientific notion that doesn't fit. Acquit yourself of the lie and the misinformation. I've been telling you guys about how to conduct ourselves, what we should do in this moment. When everyone is concerned, a lot of folks are concerned, and people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, own the libs, whatever, daddy's back. And then other folks are like, I don't know what to do. Immigrants are scared. Minority and underserved communities are afraid. Women don't know what's going to go on with them and reproductive rights, et cetera, and so on and so on. And one of the things to keep in mind in the coming months is that there are going to be days when all of us just can't do it, and that's okay. I got to be honest. Today was one of those days for me. I came on the morning stream and I said, I'm tired. And then in the middle of the day, I said it because you guys have no idea. I wake up in the morning, do content for the morning show, finish the morning show, tape more content, do business calls, run the business of this channel. And then I have to re-engage to come back on and do this. And then when I'm done, I got to do other stuff. I have meetings until 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. I'm tired. But I do it because I love it. And I do it because I want to inform you. So we all get tired. Not to say that my life is any different than yours, because you folks at home, may have kids. You may be working 2 or 3 jobs. You may be look, I'm not doing manual physical labor, so count my blessings. We're all tired sometimes. There are going to be times when you have to check out of the news. Now, today was a day of me giving you the news because there was breaking news and it felt more like a traditional newscast, but you guys know we don't usually do that. We talk to each other. We support each other. We elevate your voices. You have a say on this. I would say as much as I do, but look, I hog the microphone, but you guys have a say in this more than you would have if you turned on any other channel. If you turned on the traditional TV, you can't immediately give your feedback, have it put on the air, as you do here. You don't have where people can discuss it and talk about it. We can turn on a dime, and when someone says, Don, why aren't you talking about Altadena? Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. This is your community that you're helping build, but I know sometimes you're going to have to tune out on the news. So that's why we're going to do the news in a way that respects you, that doesn't insult your intelligence, that doesn't try to pretend that this is normal. See, those folks that were sitting there in the church, if you put up that picture, put up the one with the representative or senator or whoever who thought that he was saying something, that he was tweeting something good. If you look at the faces on those people, they never really get feedback from people. They're used to everybody just sort of doing what they want. You don't have to tune into this moment by moment by moment. That is the face of people who are like, wait, what? You mean the rules apply to me or us? You mean a citizen of the United States, a regular Joe Blow, she's a bishop, is telling us about ourselves? Yeah. Not used to that. You mean the administration that says, therefore, the little people, the working class people, the people who live paycheck to paycheck, yet they are surrounded by billionaires as they get elected to office, wearing multi-thousand-dollar designer clothing. Yet they are relatable to you. Look at those faces. Say what? So we treat you with respect. We also tell these people, and I would tell them to their faces if I saw them, if I had the opportunity to interview any of them. And if I do see them, I will tell them about themselves. And they're not going to like it. They're not going to be told about themselves in many spaces moving forward. I guarantee you that. Because the folks who will interact with them are either in their corner, are pushing their agenda, or are afraid to confront them because they want to save themselves and serve themselves. Don't want to call it. I can't be confrontational. The boss might not like it. Then I end up working overnights or not at all. That's what's happening. You're going to have to skip the podcasts. You may have to skip some of the streams. You may have to turn off the TV or the computer. I mean, you're going to have to look inward. You're going to have to tend to your own garden. As I've always been saying, you can be informed without being inundated. And not that you need any of my blessings on anything, but I am absolutely okay, and I encourage you to do it, actually. I want you to be a member of this channel. I want you to subscribe. I want feedback, but I want you to know that you can come here, and it is not the same old stuff where your blood pressure is going to rise, where you know someone is lying to you or not giving you all the information, or that people are fighting around a table or desk just to fight, where nothing is getting accomplished. Not that you guys all need my blessing on anything, but I'm absolutely okay with that. And again, I actually encourage this, okay? There is a place between, sort of like, LOL, nothing matters, and then constant vigilance. Every second, someone I know is sending me something. Can you believe this is happening? Can you believe this is happening? Yes, I believe it. Yes, I know it's happening, of course. He told you he's going to do it. And by you getting all bent out of shape about it, it's not going to change anything. You can't control it. That place between LOL, nothing matters, and constant vigilance, that's the place where most of us are going to need to live. The authoritarians want us to either get exhausted and melt into the countryside, right? Or become fully just sort of nihilistic about it, right? One of the best ways to avoid this is a double trap. You got to pace yourself. You have to refuse to give up, though, but be willing to step away to recharge. So we stepped away. That is this is part of an essay from JVL that I am quoting from and riffing off of on the Bulwark. And he says, yesterday he had to step away to recharge. He said, that's what I did yesterday. And that is the mode most of us will need to operate in for the foreseeable future. Hang in there, friends, he says. JVL, you're right about that. You and I are preaching the same thing. Very similar messages. Very similar messages. How are you guys doing? What self-care are you doing? How are you taking care of yourself? Are you in it to win it? Because if you're in it, you're in it. That's fine. I'm just saying that you don't have to be, because so many people are freaking out about everything that comes across. You should be concerned when you see Americans being raided, about to be removed from this country. You should be concerned about that. That should get under your skin. Don, you are our sanity, says Maureen Marfell. Thank you for your generous support of independent media, Maureen. Thank you, Kenneth Fields, for your support as well. Let's go through the comments. What do you guys think of what you were seeing here? What do you guys think of them sitting in the church? What do you think of these raids? That's working, eating, sleeping, says searched for you. The division is the point. Divide and conquer, says Multicrafter. I'm used to the shenanigans, says Samantha's Universe. Are you? I have good days and I have bad days. The cruelty of all of this is really hard to take. And yes, this is therapy. That's what Denise Reich says. And yes, this is therapy, says Makia. I'm glad this is therapy. I'm glad that you guys think that you can come here. Peter, thank you. Your hard work matters more than anything, Don. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate your very generous support. Azalea Bloom, welcome to the Lemon Nation. Someone in the chat, their name is Don't Kill Him. I'm just a villain. I think that's what it is. It says, when you interviewed, thank you for your support. When you interviewed Elon, did you see him becoming a white nationalist? I've never thought of him in that vein. And remember, when I interviewed him, he said he did not want to put his thumb on the scale and he was not going to donate to any political campaign and he wasn't going to endorse anyone. But that was, 9 months ago? 10 months ago almost? And he said that? B, welcome to the Lemon Nation. I appreciate it. So how are you guys doing on the second day of this thing that it is? The breakfast stream yesterday helped me feel more relaxed and was comforting, says Emma Knightley. Emma, that's what I mean. And that takes work. That's work to do that. You guys know that, right? Everyone thinks, oh, it would be easier. It would be easier for me to go sit in a studio and just read the news to you. But preparing my home and doing that's a lot of work. But it's also comforting to me as well. And it makes me feel and know that you guys are my family. Camille Radinas says something very important to those who will understand who are in the air. Focusing on a local bill in Indy, reject Bill HB 1002. What is that bill, Camille? I'm glad you're also on the local level, working and doing things that are important to you, where you can make a difference. Tired and exhausted already, and I didn't even watch yesterday, says Britt Wilson. I didn't watch a stitch of it except for the clips that I needed to do my program. Yes, more breakfast, says Kelster 4. You guys really don't think it's weird that I'm cooking breakfast to you and giving you the news, or cooking breakfast and giving you the news, and trying to get my dogs to stop barking? You don't think that that is odd? Lisa D. Lipscomb says, hey, Don, I'm TAF. I know. Tired AF. Tired AF. Lucky Cat Yoga Studio and Wellness Center. Awesome. You rocked on. Thank you. Nicole Patrick Cox says, child. I know what that means. We know what child means. And I love that TAF. Have you guys ever seen the thing that's on social media when they make you finish? They'll say finish this statement. One of the things that they do is either they do the thing with the egg where you have to answer certain questions, or they do the thing with the people where they jump over. They set, it's like a mambo thing, not the mambo. What's the thing where you do and you have to lean backwards and go onto the stick? Well, anyways, you have to jump over. Okay. If you don't get the question right. And then there's one where they call it like black speak, and they have letters like TAF, and then you have to figure it out. Limbo, that's it. Limbo. Oh, and now the limbos are coming through. Thank you, Amanda Belcher. And so that they'll put it up. I don't know if you guys have seen that, and they'll put up the letters like that, and they'll say, finish this black speech. And I'm sure they do it for other ethnicities, but I've seen those, and it's funny when the people get it. Don, you speak with our political leaders both on and off the record. Do they realize they are living in the past? They need to change the way they interact with Republicans, says Christopher Daniel. And by the way, thank you for your support. I speak to them, and many of them don't realize that they're living in the past, and they think that they are actually making a difference. They are look, don't get me wrong. They're fighting for policies and for better things, but they're not going about it in a way that is effective and that's going to keep them in power. And some of them they just vehemently disagree with me. They think that they have to do this sort of performative civility thing. They have to go through that. Susan Cook, Realtor, so glad that you've become a member. Welcome to the Lemon Nation. Red Jet, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to change it. I just listen to them. I try to talk to them. I'm focusing, or they just won't talk to me. Azalea Bloom, welcome. Be welcome as well. Red Jet Shell, thank you for your support of independent media. And you said, I'm focusing on what I can control. No energy for things that have or will continue to divide us allowed here. This show is my happy place. Love you. Okay. I know. I feel like some days I say, oh my God, I'm so tired. I don't want to do a live today. And then I feel like I'm letting you guys down, and I feel guilty. And I'm like, what are they going to do? What's the community going to do? Keep doing it. It's what we adore about you. You dig, says Bridget, and thank you. Yes, I know that, Bridget. I'm only human, born of flesh. So I forget how it goes. I'm only human. Is that the Human League? Yeah. Okay. So look, I'm very concerned about our immigrant. I will call them our immigrant and our migrant brothers and sisters, because it's not just the folks who face the prospect of being deported. It's also their loved ones, their family, their friends, many times their coworkers as well. And I think that Bishop put it into perspective. Most of the immigrants, whether they are documented or not, are law-abiding people. They contribute to our society. They pay taxes, and they pay into a system that they will get nothing out of. And the best thing that we can do is to stop dividing, stop allowing our politicians, our leaders, especially Donald Trump and the MAGA folks, stop allowing them to divide us and force them to do what? to work together to get these issues solved, including the issue of immigration. I saw, thank you, sister. My sister just did send a very generous donation. Thank you. Why are you doing that, Ema? By the way, she's doing much better. And it's snowing there. They have lost their mind. They don't know what to do. Kimberly Grace, welcome to the Lemon Nation. Thank you so much. Guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're on the TikTok, make sure you hit the hearts, smash the screen. It's important. It affects the algorithm. More people become aware of our community, our channel, and what we're doing. And make sure you hit the thumbs up here and become a subscriber. Look at our subscriptions. They are growing like crazy. Do you guys remember just before Christmas? I think we were like going, oh, we're gonna make 300,000 just before Christmas. Woo! Not far after Christmas, look, 384. We're almost at 385,000 in just about a month. Crazy! And that's why I'm tired, y'all. It is snowing in Baton Rouge, says TA. Yes. Hi, Don's sister. Hi, Ema. Everyone's saying hello. So glad you're with us, shining bright, Ema. That's what the folks in the chat are saying. 400K by the end of the month. I agree with that. 400K by the end of the month. And you guys got to get a birthday present for me. You got to tell everybody you know, I want to have 500, 500,000 by my birthday, which is March 1st. Okay. I'm going to go back up here. Can you guys hear me and see me? Am I live? I have to go. I'm going back up on my phone because
We got you.
good. Because my internet is down, I believe. There have been issues all day. Can I turn it this way? Does that do anything? Oh, that's good. Looks like normal. Okay. So before I leave you, I can't see your chats because I just dialed in on my phone. And there is Barkley right there, ready to eat. So anyways, so that is an indication that I need to get out of here, okay? That I need to go because I do. There's stuff that I need to do, and I'm sure that you need to do. And I'm so sorry about the internet crapping out, about the connectivity. And I'm so sorry about our, as I said, our brothers and sisters all across the country, what is happening to them and what is about to happen, what's about to come. It's not going to be great. But guys, we will be okay. Okay? As long as we stick together, as long as we fight, I think that we will be okay. All right. So make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like. And again, I'm sorry about the connectivity. You know, what they call it, SHIT happens. Okay. I'll see you guys 10 a.m. Eastern time for Hot Topics. Oh, check out our thing that I did on Vivek Ramaswamy. It is on the YouTube. Go click on it and look what I said. Okay. Take it easy. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.